What up, guys? Today, we are going into Absolute 2.0 solo. This is my first true solo run of Absolute 2.0. And, of course, I'm going to jump into it with the Bulwark because normally when it comes to challenge runs here, I definitely enjoy how Bulwark is very hard to take down. Of course, we have Invigorating Icon. We do have Defensive Mastery, Purity of Purpose. The banner is actually going to do a lot of damage. Focus Restoration, Defensive Advantage is also very good. Of course, you know, getting Shock Fields and Intimidating Aura stack really well together. Powerful Shot, I do have Overcharge here, and Masterful Defense. Of course, I have the ability to get ammo back as well with, you know, Extremist Executions. That's a really good Prestige 1 perk for Bulwark because it really pairs well with Plasma, which is honestly what I think I might have. I probably should have brought out the Plasma here, to be completely honest. So these Zoanthropes, by the way, I was really looking for this Gunstrike. As soon as I got that Gunstrike, I was like, okay, I got you guys. I really wasn't too worried about the Zoanthropes, to be completely honest. However, what I was worried about was spending too much time on objectives. I really did not want to just hang out here and wait for more enemies to spawn. And yeah, with the banner, basically the way I was playing this was as safe as possible. Considering this is my first true solo run, I really just wanted to make it to the Hive Tyrant by any means possible, 100%. And I did get lucky here, by the way, because I did not get a Terminus spawn here. However, I'm also kind of, I also didn't really keep track of that sniper there. Probably should have took out the sniper and just ate a shot right there. That was insane. And then used the stim for it, which honestly won't really matter, to be completely honest, because I do, again, of course, I have Invigorating Icon. It's going to be interesting. It's really going to be interesting, the state of Bulwark in patch 9, because I've heard rumors that there was, well, actually, I think one of the community managers or something mentioned how large the notes were for patch 9, so that's going to be an interesting one to look over. But yeah, when it comes to patch 9, I'm definitely expecting Bulwark to look very different afterwards. We will see. We will see. I don't know about very different, but not having Icon, if they rework Icon in a way that nerfs it, that will be disappointing, 100%. But I hope Bulwark still has healing built in some way. However, I also imagine that the devs understand why, like, they need built-in healing. You know what I mean? Considering all of the criticism of the Assault class recently, I really have a hard time believing that the devs will just take out healing from the Bulwark class especially. But yeah, regardless, the way this class has been performing recently is very, very hard to take down because Focus Restoration is a very good perk, not to mention if you can just get some parries and some gun strikes, you are able to get armor back in with, you know, the non-kill gun strikes, basically get armor back perk. I'm not using that here, but obviously Bulwark still has very good armor management, which goes a very far way. Now, also, like I was saying, I'm playing this as safe as possible, so I really went the long way around here just to isolate this one major. It did end up working, but like, yeah, I was basically just trying to take out that major. I really wasn't too worried about these Zoanthropes, to be completely honest. I was more worried about getting surrounded. And the Zoanthropes, if they're by themselves, I'm just gonna leave them, man. I'm just gonna leave them. This is my first true solo run. One day I'll come back and go for like a mass execution or whatever, max extermination. There it is, the max extermination rank true solo run or whatever. But for my first victory, I really just wanted to make it to the Hive Tyrant and see how it is without any bots. You know what I mean? So. Normally, during the Hive Tyrant with bots, the mobs that spawn in, normally those bots are pretty good at aggroing those mobs. So the one thing I was really keeping my eye on when it came to that boss fight was grenades. So as long as I had Banner here with Purity of Purpose, as long as I had Shock Fields and Intimidating Aura, majors really went down pretty fast. The thing is, with the Shock Fields, they pair really well with Gun Strikes, because obviously the Gun Strikes damage, Shock Field, damage, Intimidating Aura, damage. That's a lot of stacks going on just for one interaction. just for a parry gun strike, you just stack so much damage very quickly. Purity of Purpose there. I dropped that banner to heal myself, but Purity of Purpose is also another layer of damage that you could just simply just add on to the table, which is very cool. Power Whirl, still one of my favorite attacks. This is like my favorite way to do, also, yeah, Power Rake follow-up. Oh, yeah, when it comes to like my best classes, Bulwark, it just happens to be at the top, mostly due to the fact that this is the class that I went through like most of my hard challenge stuff. Like basically when I was first doing Lethal, I was playing Bulwark. Absolute, I believe I went into Bulwark for Absolute 1.0 Reliquary. Absolute 2.0 Reliquary, I think I beat with the Heavy. But I can definitely still make it through with the Bulwark. Oh yeah, there, that major behind the wall, dude. That's two follow up like absolute fail clips essentially. The major behind the wall that I couldn't interrupt, and then the getting hit by the sniper there because I tried to dodge to the left, but what happens is I dodge to like I don't dodge to the left enough. Let's say that I basically dodge forward at like an angle, and the sniper still hits me, which makes sense to be completely honest. But yeah, I was not really too concerned if I needed to stop and fight anything as long as I had banner, because I can just drop banner, heal myself. Not to mention, you know, Purity of Purpose also does a lot of damage in that area, and then I also have shock fields. So as soon as I get a parry, boom, look, clear away, and I can just continue on my way. I was really clearing out at least a group of majors pretty fast with this build, which is nice. Intimidating Aura, yes, is very powerful, but yet you have to keep in mind just how much damage is on the Bulwark as well when it comes to close range combat, which is essentially what Bulwark should be doing. Now that Melta grenade right there only hit one Ravener. Also, the spawn of triple Raveners, and all three of them were aggro towards me. That was actually good luck, by the way. That was very good luck. It could have been Bivors. It really just could have been Bivors or Zone Thropes. Yeah, the fact that I had three Raveners, I wasn't too worried about it, because I could just parry them and gun strike them. And yes, the Melta bomb didn't get all three of them. I did get one of them with the Melta, and then the other Ravener that dropped there was from Defensive Mastery, which is, again, a really good perk where you can pretty much just auto-execute either a major or an extremist, but it like has a minute or maybe a 2-minute cooldown. It's a really good perk. But yeah, again, also, I'm playing it safe. If there's nothing in my way, I'm just making it to the boss fight, especially here because this is the first true solo Absolute 2.0 run that I had at the Hive Tyrant. I failed one run before this because I just played really sloppy, and I think I didn't have a stim or something. At least this run I got good RNG and did have a stim pretty early, and I ended up picking up those shock grenades. The shock grenades are going to be a huge component on slowing down the mobs here. Like, I played this one very smart. As far as actual, like, mechanical game skill, I will say this is probably my best Hive Tyrant fight, but it makes sense for me because it just, I always play, when it comes to the Bulwark and the Hive Tyrant, I always play it this way, just very up close, getting those parries. And I know the attacks here to perfect dodge, and also, by the way, since I've been playing a lot of the Assault class recently, the Assault has extra dodge frames, so I kind of got a lot better at perfect dodging just for, you know, random attacks and stuff. So I was pretty confident with the Hive Tyrant here. I was going to be able to just repeatedly get gun strikes, and I do have a Guardian Relic here. I do have one stim, so I felt really good with that. Now, once we get it to halfway here, this is where the mobs start to, this is where the mobs start to come in, and I make sure to save a grenade for this moment. I did a grenade right there to make sure I slowed down all the mobs. I noticed there weren't any majors, which is kind of weird. I really wanted a major to clear out all these gaunts, but I was like, okay, I guess we're gonna have to play around the banner, around the shock fields, and I did have one more grenade there, so I wasn't too worried about it. But as long as I can get these parries here and there, like, dude, honestly, this Hive Tyrant fight was won just because of the parries. Like, there, I'm just throwing parries out because I couldn't really see any of the gaunts behind him, so I was just rolling dice there to see if any of the gaunts were jumping at me. And yeah, as soon as I can see the Hive Tyrant like start swinging his sword, and as soon as I can get some parries, I get the shock fields, which took out all the gaunts. So I didn't even really have to pay attention to the gaunts, to be completely honest. Yeah, parrying is very, very powerful on Bulwark, apparently. And not to mention, I don't know if we're actually getting Intimidating Aura on the Hive Tyrant here. I know Intimidating Aura is bugged. But when it comes to getting, like, layered damage on the Hive Tyrant. The banner is definitely going to be a good source of that, but yeah, see, okay, no, I'm pretty sure I'm triggering Intimidating Aura there, because Aura with the Shock Field is doing a good chunk of damage. But, okay, yeah, see, that attack, for whatever reason, on phase 2 here just kept catching me. Still, though, with Focus Restoration, you can put yourself into a position to make mistakes and actually not feel the consequences of them, essentially. Because, yeah, again, just another unblockable attack that I was feeling very parry happy here, dude. This is basically me trying to win a fight with only parries and gun strikes. But, yeah, again, though, with the Hive Tyrant fight, as long as you know his movesets, you're in a good position. There, I did a quick heal because I considered, hey, you know what? If I'm at full health, I should be okay with Banner. Banner's basically a stim, and then I have a Guardian Relic, so I can use the Banner before I die, hopefully, if I die. But yeah, still the parries on the Hive Tyrant. Now, this is actually one of my best parry performances here, because as you can see, there's 2 majors right there in the shock fields, which is great. It gives me some time to kind of gather my thoughts a bit, to be completely honest. But yeah, so Gaunts get parried. Now, at least one of those majors are probably going to be enraged, right? So I figured, okay, the first one to get parried, I was going to try to execute him, but he ended up getting hit by Defensive Mastery. And this next one here, I was like, all right, if you guys are close enough to me, I'm just going to sit here and just parry everything I see. So even the unblockables, I was going for some parries. I had a lingering gun strike there. Boom, another parry. Boom, another gun strike. I was able to get a double parry there, which luckily took out this enraged major. That could have been so bad, guys. That could have been so bad. And then, yeah, as soon as I saw the Hive Tyrants alone and I have a banner, used the banner to finish off the Hive Tyrant. Dude, yeah, having an enraged major just doing whatever they want there, right next to the Hive Tyrant, oh boy, yeah, those were some very clutch parries, but I was also eating a lot of damage. But yeah, luckily, Bulwark can do that. Bulwark can simply just be really powerful in close range, and I think that shouldn't change. And yeah, that was True Solo. That was True Solo Absolute 2.0. I will definitely be back. That was very fun, but for my first run, I just really wanted to take down that Hive Tyrant.